Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Loke123 here. You are joining me for Chapter 16 of Crown and Flame, Book 2, The Aftermath. Just a quick moment. If you are watching this video, please in the comment section below, let me know what you would change about this book. I hear this is probably the least favorite book of the Choices app, and I just wonder why. I know it kind of felt stale during the first part, but I've really enjoyed book 2. It feels like it's helped recapture some of the flame that it was lacking. But I guess we'll discuss more at the end of the book. Enjoy. Now playing as Kenna. The day after the Battle of the Bay, all your closest friends and allies gather at Lycos Castle to celebrate your victory. All except one. I can't believe Dom is really gone. How am I going to face everyone? I can barely think straight. Annalise puts a comforting hand on your shoulder. I'm sorry, Kenna. We're all worried about him. But right now, well, being a queen means being strong for your people, even when you feel like you're about to fall apart. I don't know if I can be strong right now. I know you can. You're the strongest person I've ever met. Annalise opens a wooden chest and starts rummaging through the clothes. She pulls out 2 dresses, and she lays them on the bed. Now, if you're having trouble feeling like a queen, at least make sure you look like a queen. That always helps me. I suppose it's a start. Don't worry, diamond options. That does not look like a queen to me. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going with my regular clothes. That looks a lot better to me. I don't need to change. Let my people see me as I am. If you're sure. One more thing before we go. If you want to get away for a little while later on, come and find me. Annalise gives you a shoulder, one more squeeze, and the two of you head to the Grand Hall. Applause rises from the assembled crowd as you approach the top of the Grand Hall's main stairwell. Hail Queen Kenna, hero of the 5 kingdoms! Hail! We know you can lead us to victory, your majesty! Thank you. Your hand grabs the banister, as if you could draw strength from the solid wood. Thank you. All of you. This victory belongs to us is just the beginning. Belongs to us. Without every one of you, this victory would not have been possible. A queen is nothing without her people. Thank you for putting your trust in me. Huzzah! Cheers ring throughout the crowd hall as you descend down the stairs. Annalise smiles encouragingly before disappearing into the crowd. Kai meets you at the bottom of the stairs. Congratulations, Queen Kenna. Thank you. Enjoying the party? Normally, I'd be dragging all these mopes out onto the floor for dancing, but right now, I've got more important things to do. Namely, marching back to Panrion to knock that lily-handed prig Florian down on his ass. I could sail tonight, assuming I have your blessing. You have it. Absolutely. And whatever help I can give. Talk to Leon. I'm sure he can find soldiers who would happily go with you. You're the best, Kenna. And since I'm surely now considered the hero of Panrion, they'll probably ask me to decide who the next ruler will be. Is that how politics works in Panrion? Who knows? But what I'm saying is, you've got friends there. That's comforting. Thank you, Kai. As Kai leaves the Grand Hall, Val walks up to you with a goblet of wine in each hand. You look like you could use these. A drink? Thanks, but I'm fine. Is it that obvious? Only 'cause I know you so well. You reach for one of the goblets and Val takes a step back. Oh, Val, did you get both of those for you? No, maybe? Val hands over one of the goblets. Here, I'll grab another one on the way out. On the way out? Where are you going? I'm still all wound up over the fighting. Gotta go work some of this energy out. If you feel like giving me a hand with that, I'll be down on the beach. Oh my. Val winks at you and pushes her way towards the door. You wander through the crowd, exchanging pleasantries here and there. I was wondering when your majesty would grace us with your presence. Raiden bows before you, taking your hand and kissing it gently. Lady Kina, tonight I request your charming company at my initiation. I'd be delighted. And what is it you're being initiated into? The Order of the Black Asp, my citizens' organization of shadows. If I pass Ada's trial... A trial? You mean even after everything we've gone through, she still doesn't trust you? You misunderstood. This is the way things are done in the Lycos underworld. To forgive me without some kind of test would be seen as weakness. The fact that Ada is willing to let me try it all says a great deal. If you say so. Is there anything I can do to help? I was hoping you would ask. I'm allowed to bring a second, someone I trust absolutely, to assist me in the initiation. And I trust no one more than you. Oh, shit. Something tells me I'm going to have to choose. Are you sure this isn't just a ploy to get me alone? Well, that certainly came to mind, but I'm not asking you merely as a friend. Not as a friend. But that's exactly what we are. Good. We've always been more than friends. Of course. That is to say, you are a true friend to me. Now, I must go and prepare, but I'll be leaving in an hour. If you wish to accompany me, meet me by the staircase. Rin bows deeply before slipping back into the crowd. Later, Leon finds you standing alone at one of the tables. Usually, I'm the one lurking in the corner of the celebration all by myself. I'm not lurking, just thinking. About Rowan? How would you guess? I'm certainly not Gabriel, but I've known you a long time. What happened with Rowan during the battle, I can see that it shook you. I was just thinking about how everything that led to that point, everything I did to bring it about. You think back, remembering the choices you've made. You remember naming Rowan the Queen of Thorngate? Thorngate will never forget this. I'll never forget this. My kingdom is battered and it will take time to rebuild, but we will become your fiercest allies. Thank you, Queen Kenneth. You're welcome, Queen Rowan. This means everything to me. I don't remember that. You remember asking only for the hard oak Thorngate could spare. Thank you, Kenna. I knew you'd understand. I'll go send word immediately. When our weapons won't be enough to arm us all. It's more than you've had in the past. Now that part I do remember. And you remember ordering Rowan to summon all the Thorngate troops to Lycos. Especially now that we know of Hex's airship, we can't afford to hold anything back. If we're going to free the Five Kingdoms, we must stand together as one. We must defeat Luther here and now. Very well. You will have our 1,000 troops, and I pray for a decisive victory. The Queen must make many hard decisions. If I could go back in time, I would choose differently. I would do the same. This war made me question myself constantly, but I think I made the right decisions. Good. A queen should never question her decisions, only learn from them. How is Ronan? Last I saw, she could barely stand. She's recovering well, thanks to you. You pulled her back from the brink of death, my queen. I feel I must apologize for the things I've said about her. Rowan is a stubborn woman, but she risked her life to save yours. Go, tell her that. Hearing you apologize will put a spring in her step, I'm sure. Leon shakes his head. Anyway, Luther, our guest of honor, is resting comfortably in the dungeons. We can decide his fate after the celebration. Cocky bastard's not going anywhere. You catch sight of Raiden standing by the stairs waiting for you. Turning, you see Annalise leaning against the gilded rail of the empty fighting pit. You think of Al winking as she invited you to the beach with her. Perhaps I'll... Now's your chance to have 3 separate romantic encounters with Raiden, Annalise, and Val. Did we say screw dumb? Really? When you're ready to move on, go with Leon. Ah, diamonds. I would have picked this. Quote-unquote, spar with Val. Spend time with Annalise picking outfits and Raiden. Or go with Leon. Wow, what choices. Ready to go talk with the Blood King? Lead the way. You follow Leon away from the party. Near the door, you run into Val. If you're going where I think you're going, then I'm coming too. No objections here. The 3 of you continue toward the deep reaches of the dungeon as you descend into silence. You can't help but think of your lost friend. Friend? Really? Wherever you are, Dom, I hope you're okay. Cue suspense music. You slowly open your eyes, pain throbbing throughout your body, and find yourself lying on a table in a dark laboratory, a cold sensor pressed to your temple. Where am I? Easy there, Fire Freak. I don't imagine that the hangover from the dragon transmogrification is pleasant. Wow, that's a mouthful. Hex. You rise from the table and... burn her, set her on fire, roast her, set her on fire. You try to conjure a flame, but as soon as you envision it, bzzzt, a pulse of electricity shoots through your head. Ah! What you're experiencing is the most ultimate prevention measure against your kind. Yes, your people seem to be all-powerful, capable of turning embers into infernos and raising lava from the ground. You lie on the table, the pain slowly beginning to subside. So, instead of playing your game and getting fried to the crisp, I decided to move things to an arena where I'm dominant. The mind. Every time you think about anything, even related to fire, an electrical pulse scrambles your brain. Let's test it more thoroughly, shall we? Don't think about fire! Elephants. Elephants on fire. You close your eyes and focus all your thoughts on elephants. You have quite a knack for concentration. I'll give you that. I actually had a bit of trouble calibrating the device. At first, I thought the trick would be... As Hex rambles on about her invention, you eye the door of the lab. A moment later, you burst from the table, rushing to escape. I really don't think that's wise. You throw open the door and find yourself standing at the edge of a railing, thousands of feet above the ground. We're on an airship? A strong arm grabs you, yanking you back in and sending you skidding along the floor. Stay inside. Good, Anton. That'll be enough. Anton stands still, vacantly staring from the corner of the room. Hex turns to you. See, it's pointless to run. You may as well resign yourself to your fate. Let me guess. Raise a family together. You want me to use me to destroy Kenna? Destroy Kenna? You're thinking too small. The only reason I participated in this pointless war is so that Luther would keep funding my research. Ah. Hex trails off, staring into nothingness. Her voice sounds distant and hollow. I should have known Luther would fail me, too. He failed you? Weren't you working for him? The Fracas family and I had a symbolic relationship for a time, but I never would subjugate myself to the likes of them. Those fools have no more right to rule than your precious Kenna or any of the so-called royalty, tyrants and brutes, the lot of them. And who does have the right to rule? You? Why not me? Why shouldn't the world be in the hands of the best thinkers rather than the best fighters? Thousands die every year because they don't have enough to eat, or because a village healer thinks stump water is medicine. Do you realize how ridiculous that is? That would never happen at the foundry. We knew how to... Heck's hands begin to tremble. Kenna told me that you destroyed the foundry. They cast me out. Just because I wasn't content to sit safe inside our walls and let the rest of the world eat itself alive. They refused to help. So I made them out. The ones I saved built this airship. And they'll do more for me soon. So that's your plan? Enslave everyone you meet until the world dances at the end of your strings? You're just as blind as the rest of them. Why can't anyone see that this world is sick? The medicine won't be pleasant, but it's necessary. No one sees, not even... Hex closes her eyes, taking several long, deep breaths again before opening them. Whitlock will understand. Someday, all of you will. You'll see I was only trying to build a better world. And how are you going to accomplish that all by yourself? Hex looks at you. Then a slow smile creeps across her face. She takes a small device from her pocket and flips a switch. Zzzt. Ah! You fall to the floor, every muscle burning with white-hot pain. Hex kneels beside your twitching body, running her long fingers through your hair. But I'm not alone. My force of fiery destruction. I have you. In a world gone mad with fever, you may just be the cure. Interesting. Leon and Val at your side, you step down into the dungeons below Lycos, preparing to... Is that a word? Mit out Final Judgments. I have no clue. Must Google later. And Final Judgments of Luther Efragus. Meet out. I'm guessing they just misspelled out. Luther sits in a cell, glaring as you approach. Must be a special moment for you. I take no pleasure in seeing you, but I'm glad to see you're at your lowest. Hells, that's gotta hurt, huh, old man? Let's just get this over with. No. What? You heard your queen. I have to know. Why did you kill the rulers of the Five Kingdoms? Why are you like this? Why did you kill the rulers? Your foolish mother thought she could unite us, but I saw the rulers for what they really were. And what is that? Snakes. King Amanth, the Thorns, Queen Kalele. They might have been all smiles on the surface, but they were scheming behind your mother's back for power while she strove for her impossible alliance. If I hadn't taken out those cold-blooded bastards, someone else would have. My mother was no snake. No, you're right. She was truly good. But there isn't much point in taking out 3 of the 4 rulers, is there? Might as well play for all the coins. You're nothing but a monster. Go ahead and believe that, if it gives you solace. Now have you gotten what you came for? I felt like changing his voice up. I have, Luther Navricus. This is a tough one. I believe in death. For those who basically murder or be pedophiles or things like that. So, this guy certainly deserves death. Life imprisonment. life in prison, where he would forever be in the dungeons, forced to live out in a repulsive, lowest possible skunky way, where possibly his evil thoughts could be used against Hex, if we needed that ability, or whatever. Or he could end up getting freed, and that would pose a problem. Shit, that's a tough one. Death. Leon opens a cell, and he and Val drag Luther before you. You unsheath your sword. Not going to let me say something? No. When you've committed crimes against humanity, you don't deserve a voice. Luther shakes his head. You don't understand the danger you're in. You hold your sword over his head, wanting to end things once and for all, but you sense truth in his words. End it, Kenna. After a deep breath, you lower your sword. What do you mean? With you defeated and the realm united under me, what danger is there? I wasn't returning to Lycos to fight you, whelp. I was retreating. If I'd had my entire fleet, you would have been wiped from existence entirely. You... He glares at Val and Leon. And your pitiful friends. What the hell did you just say? We crushed you! Believe what you want. You don't build an entire empire along the coastline without an unstoppable navy. Wait. Retreating from our enemy to the west. The Iron Empire. Our enemy? Get this straight. There is no our. There will be, or you'll die. The Empire, the Iron Empire, is a greater foe than anything you can imagine. Face it, you have two options. Execute me and be annihilated by the Iron Empire when they inevitably cross the Great Sea. Or combine our weakened armies and fight against them. Together. Oh, well, you just made that a goddamn choice for me, didn't ya? To be continued. Thanks for playing Crown of the Flame Book 2. Oh, this was the season finale! Holy shit! This was the end. Wow. I did not see that one coming. I gotta say, that's a change. Huh. Who didn't see that coming? I did not. So like I said at the beginning, I really like what Book 2 has done. I mean, I see there is some loyal fan base still watching and still enjoying the book too, at least. I just see a lot of kind of like, I even saw a poll, it was actually in a group I'm on in Facebook for Choices, which you guys said, if you just go to Facebook, search Choices, we're the most populated group, feel free to join us, and feel free to have a discussion there or in the comment sections, because I don't know why there's so much hate for the Choices, Crown of the Flame. I enjoy it. It's kind of like Game of Thronesy versus the other things they've got here. I kind of hope that with Crown of the Flame bowing out, we'll now have 4 books. We have Love Hacks, Freshman Book 3, Endless Summer, and Rules of Engagement. And Rules of Engagement, however, is coming to a closure, so we'll be back down to 3 books. I'm hoping The Most Wanted, the original first book, that came out that I really loved. It's the first book that I did that really got me into this app. I'm really hoping they come back because I miss John Tall, you know? I miss, you know, his gritty little accent, you know? I forget what exactly I did. But when I read his line, I just really ate into it. And then I also thought I'd change up Luther and Nebrakas because something more sinister, something more dark and mysterious. So I thought I'd go with that. I thought, you know, I'm just feeling it. You know, that's how you feel when you're reading a story. You just feel, you know, that's the tone of them. And sometimes I just do it for fun or just practice or whatnot. But, I really liked it. So, yeah, feel free to let me know. Do you really like it? What do you think you could improve? Because remember, folks, if we can give feedback to Pixelberry to change certain things that you feel just are about a book, they'll work on it and they'll take that criticism into into themselves and think about it and talk about it and discuss it amongst themselves, and maybe they'll make those changes. So, we are the people. We got a loud voice, and they do listen. So keep that in mind. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Remember that all these other new ones are out. Love Hacks, Freshman, all of them are up on the channel now. I've officially concluded this app for this week. Yeah, baby! Tune in to The Walking Dead Season 3. That is also on my channel. We have just completed Episode 1 last night. We're going to be doing Episode 2 probably within the next few hours or day. Depends on how I feel later this evening. And feel free to check those out. And remember to like, comment, and share. And especially if you're not already, please subscribe. And also look forward to the up-and-coming video, where I have a prize for one of you lucky viewers. Until then, goodbye.